Okay, let's talk about microterritorial units. So these are also called MTUs, and we use them to indicate a scale that is smaller than our system-wide boundary. And you can think, in the case of cities, of districts, suburbs, zip codes, municipalities. The names are different, but every city has one way or another a system in place to subdivide the area, and there are often multiple layers to that. So you first break it down in bigger chunks, and then you break those further down in smaller units. The same applies on other scales. So for islands, you could have departments or provinces, same on country level. It doesn't matter what your level is. The idea is you have one system-wide boundary, and let's have a look. So here we have the city of The Hague. This is the whole city. It's got two areas, but they're connected, and it's one single city. And these are one single set of boundaries. Now, if you look at the administrative level, there are a number of other boundaries, and in MTUs, this is all in maps, we can see here further subdivision, and these are 9 or 10 or so divisions within the city, and even these can be broken down further. So this is the same principle that applies to any other system, and in MTUs we specifically want to look into what subdivisions exist and what are their boundaries. So that's what we'll upload now. Now let's have a look. This is the form that we use to upload data. You get there by upload microterritorial units. And as you can see, we need to start with a GeoJSON file. We'll get back to what that is later in the video. For now, let us just select a prepared file. And so this is the file. Now in here we have an opportunity to review what it looks like. This is one single unit, so it will take one unit to show you what that particular unit looks like. Just make sure you see the map, it's part of your city or your system, and it indeed looks like this is the correct, one of the correct units in there. If your system or your unit is placed totally off in the wrong part of the world, then there's something wrong with your reference points. Or if nothing appears at all, there could also be something in the coordinate reference system that's incorrect. And in the instructions you'll see more details as to specifically what system to use. Now, if this all looks good, this indeed is one unit, it looks good in the map, then we can proceed, and we have to indicate in most GeoJSON files there are a number of different properties for each of the units available. So we have to tell the system which of those properties is the name of each of the units. So you'll see all the properties. This is all very specific to a GeoJSON dataset, so it will always look different. And in here you've got to figure out which property indicates the name. And you can just look at the property name, or you can look at sample values which come from your dataset. So in here this would be the name, so I select it. And then optional, you can go to area sizes, where you can indicate that if your dataset has one of those fields referring to the total surface area, then please indicate it so that we can import it in one go. And in this case, this is the field, and you just have to indicate what is the unit. So in this case, this is square meters. So now the system can import both of those fields. Now, from here, we fill out a form. So what is the name? In this case, so it could be, like it says here, suburbs, zip codes, etc. Leave it in the original language. People who further use it, they can translate, and we can explain more about it in the comments. But leave it in your original language so that we really know what this particular area or this microterritorial unit is called. So in this case, it's called wijken. It's always in plural. Put your word in plural. So time frame, when were these boundaries adopted? From when till when, or till present if they're still valid. So let's say this is the year 2000 till present. Then here indicate where you got it from. Put in a URL or describe what your source is. Okay, and here any other details that you can provide around what these microterritorial units are, or if there's any issues around reliability or usage. And that's it from here, and you save it. And the system will then import them one by one, and if all goes well, it will show you a map. Here we go. So here we have a map that shows the breakdown using those microterritorial units, and it will then also provide a list with all of them, their sizes in the case that you have it, and options for further downloading. Here is a list whenever you're in the list of microterritorial units with all the other options. So you can upload more than one, and they will appear in the list, and people can then select which one they want to use. So let's talk about data format and preparing your data. So this is something called a GeoJSON file that we need, and it's a type of geospatial data format that's very often used on the internet. So you have to see where you get this from. This could be from shape files that you've downloaded or from an existing GeoJSON file. Now, the most important thing is that this file should be formatted using the GPS coordinates. So you've got other coordinate reference systems. They could use meters and they could be based on certain projections, but make sure you use the regular GPS coordinates. And you can check in your file if that's indeed the case, and there are ways to convert them. And in different editors, you can often save a file as GeoJSON, and you must just make sure that you save it using the GPS coordinates as your reference, your way of referencing each data point. So that's basically all there is to it. As long as you've got your file and you save it as a GeoJSON, then that's the file you can upload. And important note, your file will often be called something.json, J-S-O-N. Okay, that's it. Good luck.